Hi guys, my name is Melissa and I just want to thank you in advance for taking the time to listen to my story and how I got into coaching. So before I get started, I just want you guys to know that there's honestly no perfect time to start coaching. You don't need to be anywhere in your journey in particular. You just need to be ready for change and willing to do whatever it takes to make that change and accomplish the things that you want to do in life, those big goals, those big dreams and ambitions that you have, or maybe just to make a healthy start and to get active and healthy again. So honestly, there is no perfect time. So I'm going to share with you where I was in my life and why I got into coaching. So when I came across the coaching opportunity, I was a chronically sick 9 to 5er, and I work really hard at like any job that I do, and I had a great job. So don't get me wrong, I was really grateful. I got paid really well. It was stable. I got benefits, but I was feeling stuck and I wasn't challenged enough, and I just mentally and physically wasn't in a great place. And so I felt like I was taking a lot of things personally. The fact that I wasn't moving as fast as I thought I should be moving, I was taking that personally. And then I realized, you know what, that's just the normal corporate world. And some people are going to soar to the top right away. And for me, I worked in the public service. I worked for the federal government, and I just was I was climbing on great, but it just wasn't my passion. I wasn't passionate about it anymore. And the fact that I was stuck and I felt stuck and I didn't feel like I was challenged or I was building someone else's goals and dreams, and it just wasn't sitting well with me. And I just felt like it was literally, the more and more I thought about it and the more and more I tried to do things to get out of it, I did like everybody else says. If you feel stuck in your job, what do? You go back to school. Or so I literally took every free course, every paid course I could, and I applied for school. I was going to do law school. I was going to do international relations, and all these things I thought I needed to do in order to get where I wanted to in life. And I actually started feeling guilty for wanting more in life, and I kind of resigned myself to, well, this is a normal life. This is what we live for. This is what we are taught to do. We're taught to go to university, get a good job, get married, have children, and just live to work. Like, that we're not told live to work, but we're told that's what you do. You'll work so you can pay the bills. And I always just knew I wanted more in life, and I had these big ambitions and big goals, and I just felt like I was losing all of that, and I felt guilty for wanting that, and I got stuck, and I got into this negative pattern of frustration and anger, and I wasn't myself anymore, and I didn't like the person I was becoming, but I didn't know what to do about it. All along, my health was at the worst it ever was in my life, and it didn't help that I felt like I had a job that was sucking my soul out of me, but my health was horrible. I was a competitive soccer player, so a little brief on my health and fitness story. I was a competitive soccer player for most of my life. In my second year of university, I realized I needed to quit soccer because I had to focus on school so I could get a good paying job, which is what you do, right? Because that's life, that's what you do. And so I quit soccer. But what I didn't realize is, as a competitive athlete, or if you're competitive in anything, that becomes your life. I was training 5 to 7 days a week, and those girls were my family. I'm an only child, and so I was spending like literally all my time with these people, and they were my family. And the moment I quit, I lost all of that, and I lost myself, and I felt lost, and I was stuck, and that rut just started. And literally, it was, my health just went on the decline. Every time, like, I was sick nearly every single month. Exams would come, I would get super sick, so sick I couldn't even write my exams, and I was writing them multiple months later, and it was just this negative pattern developing, and it was horrible. The most frustrating thing about my health was that I would go into the doctors and they would tell me I was fine, and that became really frustrating. I was literally, like I said, I was sick every single month. I had bronchitis, I had viral pneumonia, I had strep throat like 5 times a year, and I just kept thinking to myself, okay, if all these tests are coming back as I'm okay, like, how can I be so sick? How can I be so stressed out and all that? And so I didn't know what to do, and I tried to get active so many times. I tried everything. I tried to get back into sport as I got older, and it just wasn't the same. It didn't do it for me anymore. I didn't have that team sense, like, so that's where I kind of really felt stuck. I really needed my team. You'll see that's a huge part of why I became a coach. But literally, I tried everything. Gym passes, I wasted thousands of dollars on gym passes. I would do classes, I bought DVDs, I bought everything. and nothing. I couldn't commit to anything. And I literally just felt like, who is this person? I'm so sick all the time, and I don't have the motivation to do anything about it. And I had every reason in the world to be happy, it felt like. And that's why I felt so guilty with wanting more, because I had an amazing husband who loves me so much and thinks the world of me. And yet I don't think that of myself. And I just thought, like, how can he think I'm so amazing when I don't feel amazing? And I'm clearly not amazing health-wise. And my big wake-up call was one day when I was at work, and I was washing my hands, and I couldn't wash my hands, and I was struggling, and my arm started going numb, and I didn't know what to do. And so I called, we have like a telehealth, and I called them and I told them, and I was describing my symptoms, and they're asking me some scary ass questions. And then the next moment they were like, can you get yourself to a hospital? And I was like, I have no idea if I can get myself to a hospital. My arm is numb, like my neck is going numb. I really have no idea what to expect. And so they called me an ambulance. And I was in my mid-20s. An ambulance came to my work and brought me to the hospital. And that was a big, big wake-up call. I was in there for 12 hours, being run for every test. And every test came back, same thing, I'm healthy. My aunt has MS, and we've had other scares in the family, and so immediately the doctors decided they were going to send me for a CT scan. They were going to send me for an MRI for my head to rule out MS, because my symptoms that I had were similar to MS, just different in terms of the patterns. But it was very scary to be in my mid-20s and to be thinking, like, this could be my life. And so, sorry, brings back a lot of emotions. And so I knew I had to make a change, but I still struggled. Years went by, scans after scan. Luckily, they all came back showing I had a healthy brain, so that was a plus. But I was so frustrated at the same time too, because why was I so unhealthy? And we wanted to start a family, and I was just like, I gotta figure out what's going on with my system, because I want to be healthy, and I want to be a mom, and I want to be running around with my kids and have an amazing life. And I was like, this can't be it. I can't be this unhappy. I can't be this unhealthy. And despite that, I still was kind of lost. And one day I came across this coach post and it was an opportunity to be part of a team of coaches that were making a difference in people's lives, getting healthy, getting happy themselves, and helping other people do it too. And I was at such a low place in my life where I didn't believe in myself. I wasn't healthy. The doctors still couldn't figure out why I was sick. I had anomalies right, left, and center, and felt like a science project half the time, with multiple doctors coming in to check me out because they'd never seen some of this stuff before. And I thought, maybe this is it. This is my chance. I need this. I need that change. And so I dove in. Don't get me wrong, I was super, super scared. I really had no idea what I was getting myself involved in. I Googled the life out of Beachbody and Beachbody coaching, and I Googled my coach, and I literally was just looking at her and so inspired by what she had done. Her Instagram was amazing. She was just literally living this healthy lifestyle and seemed so happy, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted to be passionate again. Like, I wanted to be the person that I used to be, that people loved being around, that was the life of the party, that could talk to anybody, that had that confidence and had big goals and big dreams and went after them no matter what. And I saw that in this girl, and so I was like, I'm going to talk. I applied, like many of you did. I applied, and I got scared, and I almost backed out at the last minute. Like, it was a couple weeks in, and I was ready to do it. My husband was like, just do it. And then I got scared because I started doubting myself again. I didn't tell you how long my rut was, but my health rut was about 8 years. So I was struggling and sick every single month for 8 years of my life, and not in a good place, and mentally and physically. And I just, like I said, I wanted more, and I wanted to be the person that I knew I could be, that happy person that I deserved to be, that my husband deserved to be with, and that my future kids would deserve to be with. So I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to do this, because this is that team, this is that family I was telling you guys about that I felt like I needed. And that's when it really dawned on me that that's what was missing in all the gym passes and everything. It was, I didn't have that family, I didn't have that community, and I didn't have that support system. And for me, that was the big game changer. And so despite my fears, despite my doubts, of myself. And that's literally what it was. And it came down to, I didn't have the money to do it. We were on one salary. My husband was a full-time student. We had a mortgage. We just had a new home. We had crazy bills. And it was just like, I didn't have a spare penny to my name. And so that was a huge stressor. But I was determined that I was no longer going to live this life. I wanted more and I deserved more, and I was going for it. So on that note, I decided, I took a plunge, and I became a Beachbody coach. And I'd be lying to you if I told you it was a perfect journey from the start. When I started, I was faced with the same doubts and fears I had. But the big difference is I started committing to myself. And I was doing the workouts. From the moment I signed up, I did the workouts. And I can't say that I've ever worked out consistently, ever. Unless I was playing soccer with my team of coaches and like I was actually at soccer, I never worked out by myself. Like I just never had that drive. I always need to be in that team. But I had this online community and this online team that were supporting me every single day, and I felt accountable to them, and I couldn't give up because of them. And I started inviting people just to come join me for free because I was so scared to ask them to buy anything and invest in this because I didn't believe that in myself. I didn't believe that I had anything to offer. So I started collecting all these people everywhere, and they were the reason I showed up every single day because I wanted them to work out, and I knew if I didn't work out and I didn't lead by example that they maybe weren't either. And I knew I needed to make this change for myself, and I was really fueled by my passion to help other people make that change in their life because I just knew what it felt like to be stuck and unhappy and want to get out of it. And so I literally just got going with my groups, and I was working out every single day. I was drinking my Shakeology, and literally within the first month I was feeling better. I had energy again, and I felt this greater sense of purpose, and that began my coach journey. It took me a good year before I actually started working the business because I wasn't working on myself. And that's one thing I work very closely with all my new coaches is to work on personal development and to grow themselves, because until you believe you are worthy, you are not going to show up. And although I was showing up with the workouts, I wasn't showing up on the business front, and I wasn't setting those big scary goals that I did as a child yet. And I love, if you think back, when you're a child, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an astronaut, you want to be a firefighter, and then society comes and like tears all that away, and it's like, hey, you need to do 9 to 5, do this, you need stable income, you need this and that and that, and you get so used to that norm that you feel guilty wanting anything more. And the big wake up call in my business was when I went to my first live event, and I got inspired beyond belief by the challengers, the customers, and by the coaches, and hearing their stories. And that's what really inspired me, was hearing their stories, where they were in their life and what they've managed to accomplish in the lives that they've helped change. And I still remember my very first live event, and we get to hear the Beachbody Challenge winners, and these are the customers that have completed a program and have changed their life. And I remember so vividly this moment, and it has forever impacted my life. But the winner of the Beachbody Challenge that year, his name was Bradley, and he's a gentleman in his 40s, and he got up on stage and he was sharing his Beachbody journey and where he was before. And he remembered being in the doctor's office and the doctor saying to him that, and he had just had like a baby girl, I think his daughter was like 4 or something, and the doctor said to him that he didn't know if he was going to make it at the time, until like if he was going to make it to his 40s, because he was so unhealthy and so overweight, and the damage it was doing to his heart. And it just broke my heart, thinking I wanted to be a mom. It broke my heart. And to hear him talk about, thanks to Beachbody, thanks to his coach, thanks to the challengers, the people in that community and that support, thanks to them and being there, thanks to the programs, the products, the trainers, that his life has forever changed. And now he's going to walk his daughter down the aisle and live a long, healthy life. And sorry for getting super emotional, but it's those stories. It's the lives you help change. It's the first time someone tags you on Instagram that you didn't even know was watching you. It's like, thanks to you, I worked out today. Or I've lost 20 pounds because of you. I feel confident in my skin. I'm happy when I look in the mirror because of you. It's those messages that make me realize the greater purpose that we have in this mission that I am now on, to help as many people as possible get stronger and feel and get that inner strength. The strength is already there. You just sometimes need someone to help you find it and bring it out. So I want to help people get stronger physically, mentally, because they deserve it. And I want people to know they're worthy. I want you to know you are worthy. And so that's where coaching no longer to me was just like a side job. It wasn't like a potential full career that I wanted. It literally became my mission. And I knew I wanted to be home with my family. I didn't want to put my children in daycare like the entire week and have someone else raise them for me. Like, and I'm not putting down daycares in any shape or form. I do plan to put my son Charlie into daycare 2 days a week so he can interact with some other kids more. But I just didn't want him to be there all the time, and I wanted to be home, and I didn't want to miss a moment. And like I said, I knew my job was not my passion, and I knew I wanted to do something more. And so I decided to push go. And I really went hard when I found out I was pregnant with Charlie. And because I said, I'm not going back to work after my maternity leave. I'm not. That's not the life I want. I want something more. And I'm not going to feel guilty for wanting more anymore. And I'm not going to doubt myself, because everything is there. People have made a success in this business, in other businesses. Time and time again, we have the path. All we have to do is do the work and put our heart and soul into it and have fun doing what we do. And so I said to myself there that this is it. This is it. There's no more plan B. This is what I want. This makes me happy. I help people all day long. It's changed my life so much. I never would have even been able to get on camera before because I thought that little about myself. So it's crazy the difference and the strength that I found within myself, and I'm able to share that with other people now so that it hopefully inspires them to take action faster than it took me, because I don't want anyone to go through what I went through for those 8 years, to question everything about themselves, to wonder what the heck is going on and why they just can't be healthy, like why they're constantly sick, or why they just don't believe in themselves or want more. So whew, so yeah, that's my story in a nutshell. And fast forward, I've been a beach volleyball coach for almost 3 years now, working the business solidly for a year and a half, and I've managed to leave my 9 to 5 to be able to stay home with my beautiful baby boy who is sleeping in his stroller right now, into building this dream and this passion and finding that happiness and strength within myself to be the best version of myself and not to be someone else. I just want to be me, but I want to be the best that I can be, and I want to be happy, and I want to inspire as many people to do the same. So that is my story. That is why I became a coach. And my passion and what fuels and drives me. And whether or not this is the right thing for you, I hope in some shape or form we can connect and I can help you on your journey. And I'm looking forward to sharing more information with you guys about coaching and hopefully get some of you started in either your health or fitness. If you want this to be a supplemental income, if you want to make it your full time, if you really just want to find that passion and within yourself and that strength within yourself and just become a stronger, better version of you, I am here, and I can't wait to get to know you guys better. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.